Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and share this video. Tag somebody in it too. I would greatly appreciate it. On today's show, I'm hanging out with my man Cuddy Chill. What's going on with you, brother?
Cuddy Chill. What's going on, Chris?
Love that shirt, man. Love that shirt, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, it's good to see you. Good to finally get a chance to chop it up, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's good to see you too, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. So, take me back through like your musical journey. Like, what made you decide to even go into music?
Well, like my musical journey started when I was in the 3rd grade. It was a actual band teacher came into my class, and he asked me did I want to play the drums.
Yeah.
And my friend, I had a friend named Josh back when whatever he did, I would do, and they wanted us to play the drums, and he wanted to play, so I told him, I was like, yeah, well, let's go. So we go. I started playing the drums all through school. It started from there. I played the drums. I started bass drum, snare drum, all the drums.
Yeah.
And throughout high school, I was playing the drums, making beats. I started off as a DJ. I was a DJ for a few years, and I ran into my cousin. My Aunt Ruth passed, and my cousin, it was his grandmother. Now we were friends in school before, and we met at the funeral. Found out it was my cousin, and he was a rapper. He was a rapper, so I sat around him, and he was rapping all the time, and I was finding his beats for him. I played like more of a manager role. I was finding his beats for him, and I was setting up shows for him and all of that. And after a while, I started sitting in the room writing my own music. And once I started doing that, I let him hear it one day, and he was like, "Man, you need to keep going with this, keep going with this." And I started going off, and my first show was actually in Cleveland. It was actually in Cleveland. They showed me a lot of love out there.
It seems like Cleveland shows a lot of love to all Youngstown rappers for some reason.
Man. They showed me a lot of love. I love Cleveland.
Yeah, man, because like even though I'm not a rapper, I do know several young rappers from back here that would say that anytime they go out of the city of Youngstown, especially to a place like Cleveland, they get a lot of love. Cleveland, Atlanta, places like that. So when your producer first heard your songs and he told you to run with it, were you nervous to even go with it at first?
Yeah, I was always shy with my music. I was always shy because I was always worried about what people thought about it.
Yeah.
So once I stepped out of that, and after a while, I didn't care about what people thought. So I started just letting people hear it, and I was just taking the criticism. I was taking it in, and the good and the bad, and I was just making myself better because I listen to people.
How did you respond to the good and the bad criticism?
The good, I ain't know if it was fake or not.
Yeah.
The good, I ain't know if it was fake or not, but the bad, I respected it because it was real. I felt like the bad was more real because they were upfront with me, telling me like, oh, I didn't really like that, or I don't know how it felt about you singing on that, or just different stuff like that. It just made me feel a little bit like the bad criticism. I take more out of that than a good criticism. Yeah,
because like not everybody's gonna tell you what you want to hear. You need people in your circle that's gonna tell you what you need to hear.
I need people to tell me like, bro, that's not gonna work. You need to do this, or just give me like some type of input.
Absolutely. So, input, and everybody in rap has their top 5 rappers or people that they will listen to growing up that would make them want to go into rapping. So who are some of the guys that you rock with growing up that said, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, when I was young, Tupac, my mom always said that when Tupac came on the screen, I ran to the TV every time. So Tupac was one of my favorite rappers from jump. Tupac was my favorite rapper. Nipsey Hussle, RP to Nipsey Hussle. He was one of my main rappers. Yeah, he was one of my main rappers. Mozzie, Jay-Z was a good one. Gucci Mane. Growing up, I was listening to Gucci Mane, being in the streets, and it was just those were just a few of the rappers that I listened to all the time. Webby, just I could relate more with people that was coming from the streets because that's where I came from.
So coming from the streets is not an easy thing to do, but most people that come from the streets that are rappers or singers, whatever the case may be, they put it into the music. What were some of the things that you went through growing up that you put into your music?
Everything. I talk about what goes on with me throughout my life. I don't talk about stuff that's not going on. What I'm talking about is either what happened or what I got going on right now.
Yeah.
Period. That's what I talk about. I try not to fit in. I try to be different. I try to keep everything authentic, real. 100%.
Do you feel that, music now is kind of watered down? Nobody's really being authentic anymore?
Most definitely. I feel like it's rare to find authentic music. It's rare to find authentic music. You got the Mozzies and the Nipsey Hussles that talk about what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And people can vouch for that, you know, but you got the other people, I really don't want to speak on too many names, but you got the other people that's just talking about stuff that they seeing on TV, you know, and stuff that they never even had before. You know, it's hard. It's harder for you to, it's harder for you to bring to the table stuff that you know nothing about.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier for me to sit down and write a story about everything that I've been through because I've been through it.
When you've been through it, you can talk about it.
Exactly. Like, I can't tell your story for you. I can try to make a story up for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna sound right. But if I try to tell you my story, it's gonna sound clear.
It'll sound clear and it'll sound more authentic and it'll sound more, you know, like it'll sound real. Yeah. So you being, you know, a rapper here in Youngstown, who are some of the people down here that pushed you into your dreams?
Vino the Wine Man, the Hustle Man. That's my cousin, my blood. He pushed me into my dreams. My other dude, B. Brandon Moses, that's my dude from Columbus. He pushed me. Them was the two main people that pushed me.
Yeah.
And they made sure I was here to this day. So
when you have people like that in your corner that continue to push you and continue to motivate you and make sure that, you know, you can get to the next level, what was that process like for you? It made things a lot easier for me. It made it because I had people behind me. Yeah. When you ain't got nobody behind you, it's harder. It's harder because you feel like you're alone. You know, sometimes I felt alone, but when you know you got that love, that real love, and that support behind you, it's easy. Love and support is what we all need. Do you feel that Youngstown supports you? Not at all. Why is that? I mean, it could be my fault because I haven't reached out too much to Youngstown, and when I do shows, I do outside of Youngstown because I feel like all right, boom, I'm gonna tell you like this. I did a show in Youngstown a few years ago, and I watched the crowd when I do shows. I watched the female stand in the middle of the crowd, and she was waiting. She was looking around, seeing if anybody else would rock to my music before she did. Yeah. That's like Youngstown. They not gonna mess with me until everybody else does. So I try to focus on the outside of Youngstown, and then it's my home team. They're gonna mess with me regardless. You know. Do you feel that Youngstown rappers, in terms of trying to get exposure, do you feel that Youngstown is a toxic environment for them? Yeah, we got it hard. It's real toxic here because we have nothing. We have no businesses. We have no support system when it comes to this music. We have no type of people. Like, they laugh at us. They laugh at us for being rappers. They laugh at us for trying to go forward with everything. We laughed at. We jokes. But even with the negativity, what are some of the positive things, though, do you feel that Youngstown rappers have? I feel like we got the most talent in Ohio. I feel like we got the most talent in Ohio. If you listen to the Youngstown artists that's here, 98% of them is better than the artists that's in the surrounding areas. Who are some of your favorite rappers from here? Let's see. One of my favorite rappers from here is, of course, the Hustle Man, Vino the Wine Man. That's the one that I look up to the most. Another one of my rappers is Ron Johnny. That's one of my favorite rappers. Who else? Brandon Moses, B. Mos, you know what I'm saying? That's another one of my favorite rappers. It's a few. It's a lot on hand. Murder One, he a good one. He a good one. But he's from Warren. Yes. You know, it's a few Youngstown on Warren. Most people say we the same thing. Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much the same. But it's a lot. It's a lot of rappers that I really actually listen to, and I feel. So when you get a chance to listen to these guys and get a chance to hear their music, is there anything in their stories that you can say, man, I went through the exact same thing? Of course, with being in Youngstown, there's a lot of stuff we can relate to, and that's the two things is struggle and pain. Yeah, so with that being in your music, I can relate to it, period. The things that you're going through, like when we come from the mud, you know, so when you come from the mud, it's certain things that you might go through that I didn't go through, and there's certain things that I went through that you didn't go through. So I might feel a lot of the stuff that you went through because we might have went through the same things, but some of those things I can't relate to, so I might not feel it as much. Yeah. But I respect you. So you might not be able to relate to it, but you can respect the people that do it, and you can respect the fact that they put in the work just like, you know, you did. Because I know it's authentic. Yeah, and authenticity is something that, you know, we all need and something that we all like to, you know, have. So who are some of the artists around here that you would like to collaborate with? Some of the artists, I actually got a song with Ron Johnny. It's straight out on the MudTalks mixtape coming June 21st.
It's off the muscle. That's one of the main persons I wanted to work with. He just was focused. You know, he always been focused since the day I met him. Since I known him, he always been focused on his music. I'm willing to work with everybody.
Yes.
I want to work with every artist in Youngstown. I want to work with every artist in the surrounding areas. I just want to do music with everybody. I want to show the support, and I want people to show the support to me. I ain't showing no hatred.
No hatred. You know, no hatred is something that I think everybody, no matter what your field is, whether you're a rapper, entrepreneur, et cetera, that hate should not even be there. Yeah. And, you know, that's something that we don't advocate, especially here on the Chris Gunther Show. But having said all of that, are you affiliated with any of the Clash Battle Leagues around here?
No, I'm not. I'm not actually a battle rapper.
Not actually a battle rapper?
No.
So would you consider doing it?
I mean, I wouldn't mind going to attend it, but I really don't get into battle rap.
Not necessarily your cup of tea.
Nah.
Kind of like how you respect it, but it's just like it's not me.
No, I'm more of I respect it because I respect the grind that they trying to do, and I watch it. I watch it on live, Facebook Live. I see it come up all the time, and it's just I'm more of a sit down and write.
Yes.
You know, I'm sit down, focus, and sit down and write my story. You know.
Well, writing your story is actually what this mixtape is all about, getting ready to drop. So what is the name of it?
MudTalk.
So how did you come up with the name MudTalk? Like, was it more so because Youngstown, we come from the mud, so I figured why not? I'm gonna just put MudTalk on it, and that's gonna be the mixtape.
MudTalk, that's where we come from. It's mud. It's straight out of the mud. That's the MudTalk. Is I'm talking about the dirt where we come from. The mud. That's where we come from. That's what I'm talking about on the mixtape throughout the whole mixtape.
So during the course of this mixtape, and of course, you know, you had to have the MudTalk moments. What were some of the MudTalk moments that helped you develop this mixtape?
Prison. I did 48 months in prison, and a lot of the music that I wrote in there came from being released and going through the things after being released and going through the things in there.
Yes.
So I talked about a lot of that.
So, you know, Pac went to prison and it made him a better rapper. Do you feel that because you were incarcerated that it helped you in your music?
It helped some of the things I talk about. I could talk about it a little more. I could talk about it now, but as in like it helping me, it helped me stay focused mentally, physically. It helped me a lot that route. You know what I'm saying? Like on the music wise, it just gave me some more stuff to talk about.
In terms of the things that you talk about on this album, and everybody has their favorite type of song, everybody has that go-to single that they play at every party that they hit at, or, you know, the lead single. So which one do you think that's gonna be for MudTalk?
Where Was the Love? It was a song I wrote my first day coming home. You know, everybody, I've been getting a lot of attention off that song. It's called Where Was the Love? It's just me talking about where was the love when I was locked down, when I was in there, when I was in prison. You know, when I came home, it was a lot of, oh man, it was a lot of fake love. You know, a lot of people coming up to me, they posting pictures of me coming up to me saying, oh, I missed you, I loved you, but I didn't hear from them for 48 months.
It's kind of hard because you're like, man, y'all claim that you love me, but where was this love when I needed it the most?
That's exactly what I talked about.
Well, since now that, you know, you're out, the mixtape is getting ready to drop, what do you want people to take away from it?
I want people to realize that, like, it's like you can't let the struggle that we go through determine who we are. Like you can't let that struggle break you. You feel me? Like I ain't let the struggle break me. It made me. You feel me? So I want people to feel like that's coming from where I come from. I want them to look at me and look at my shirts, my business, and my mixtape, and listen to my mixtape. I want them to see, and I want them to. I want to be a walking witness. Like I'm
a walking witness.
You know, I want to be a witness to be able to come from this and be able to make it forward. You know, because ain't nobody really coming from Youngstown, bro.
You got a strong point on that, but what I like what you said is, you know, something will come from this, including the shirts that you're getting ready to drop. There's some nice shirts. So how did you come up with that design, and, you know, what was the inspiration behind that? Me
and my cousin, we sat down and we figured, okay, we got to come up with a logo, and we looked like mud. We want to go with straight mud. We wanted to go with different. We just wanted to go simple. Simple is always better, you know. Yes. Simple is always better. So we figured. I looked at it while we was designing on a medallion for a chain. You know, what would be simple and real nice for a medallion for a chain, and we use, for example, the All Money In.
Yes.
For Nipsey Hussle, RP again, he has the All Money In down the middle, three letters, you know. So I figured the same thing, mud, and you got to respect it. You know, this is where we come from.
it is where we come from, and it's amazing to see what can actually come from this place. If anybody wanted to get in touch with you about performing or anything of that nature, how could they do that?
You can hit me on Cuddy Chill 100Gs@gmail.com. You can call me at 330-974-2124. Google me, Cuddy Chill. I mean, anywhere you see me, just ask me, holla at me. I'm doing everything, and it's for free. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help whoever. I'm willing to do whatever. I'm willing to work with whoever. I just, it's all love here. It's no hatred.
So when does the mixtape drop?
Mixtape drops June 21st, first day of summer.
So the first day of summer, you're dropping MudTalks when nothing else needs to be asked. This is by far the most chillest interview I done had. I didn't made up a word, but so what? In the meantime, be sure to like and share this video. Chris Gunther with my man's right here. I love that shirt, bro.
Sure.
I love that
shirt.
Thanks, bro. One more time for the people. Can you give them your contact?
CuddyChill@gmail.com, 330-974-2124, Mud Productions LLC@gmail.com, whichever one. Google Cuddy Chill with CUDDYCHILL. We on here.
Cuddy Chill on the Chris Gunther Show. Be sure to like and share this video. God bless. I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.